Here's the graph of y equals j of x. Again, we want to sketch the image graph after a translation of 4 units left and 5 units down. So now we're doing 2 transformations. And as far as important points it looks like on this graph, I always like to find the points where things change direction, so those look super important. And if I took this graph and went 4 to the left, so I take this point, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that'll end up right there. Same thing with this one, 4 to the left, 5 down. You can kind of cheat a little bit. Sometimes you can see some patterns. The first one, I counted 4 to the left and 5 down. Then the second one, do you see that the original one, it was just 3 to the right? So I just went 3 to the right to find that next one. And then the one in the middle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. I can either count it 4 to the left and 5 down, or I can sometimes use some other patterns that I notice. I get those 3 points. Now, in the textbook, because it's a computer program, the textbook, when it gets to the edge of the graph, it just gets cut off. That, from the textbook's perspective, is their way of doing arrowheads. On your exam, the exam will have arrowheads on there, and you are expected on your graph to draw arrowheads as well to show that it continues up forever. So, I'll reread the question now. Sketch the image of the graph after a translation. We did that. Write the equation, and this time it says in terms of the function j. So again, that in terms of part is telling us that on the right-hand side of our equation, so my equation for the blue one will be y equals, and I'll need j of x, function notation, on the right-hand side. Now, we move to the left. X's are liars. That will show up as an x plus 4 inside the function. Then we move 5 down. That will show up as a minus 5 outside of the function. So there is the equation in terms of the function j. And then it says write domain and range of, and again, put my highlighter, green highlighter. You've got to be careful with this word. So it says each function. In the first question, I interpreted the each as a and b. In this one, there's no a and b. This time, the each is the red one, the original one, and the blue one, the new one. So I'm going to color code this. It said each function, so the original one in red, its domain is everything. Its range, where the y values were bigger than or equal to 0. So I'm using set notation here. And then for my new graph, the domain is still everything. So I can see that from the graph. Because usually when I'm doing domain and range, when I'm doing domain, I like, is there a smallest x value to start with? And the arrowhead here means it goes up forever and to the left forever. So no smallest x value, no biggest x value. That means all the x values are included, so our domain is everything. When I get to the range, is there a smallest y value? Yes. There's a smallest y value at minus 5, and then it goes up forever, so my y values are bigger than or equal to minus 5. I quickly skim and read over my question again. Okay? So, in a math question, we spend a lot of time reading and rereading. Because I'm sure it's happened to you where you've answered a question and you just forgot to do one part. Has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me. Like, it's very easy to do. So we sort of need to do a practice of, and the textbook in particular likes to ask many things in one question. The exam usually likes to separate it as like, they're going to ask you 2 things because they feel bad for the kids that don't read. They put it in a part A and a part B. Because if they put it all in one part, so many kids didn't reread the question and forgot to do a part. And then they feel like Are we testing whether they can read, or are we testing whether they know math? So they often do it A and B. But it is important to be able to read. So I will put questions, because I have from a test generator, some of them that have all these things built into one. So make sure you're reading and reread. So then above this one, you can circle, you can write down 8, 9, and 10, and then go to homework and circle those questions.